Hey, welcome back to B&B Talk. It's Paul, and once again, it's wedding day, so I'm going to let you know whether Quinn and Deacon tied the knot. But first thing we see is that Brooke claiming victory. At the beginning, she's so cocky. It's this whole storyline and the lack of things for Brooke to do is making me not like the character anymore, and I'm really serious about that. In fact, not only am I not liking the character of Brooke, she's making me like the character of Quinn a lot more. She's literally claiming the wedding's over, it's not gonna happen, and we look over and we see Deacon holding the iPad and he's talking to Hope. Now, Hope says she doesn't want to be a part of Deacon's life if he marries Quinn. And not only is it making me liking Quinn, it's making me like Deacon, because Deacon, he tries to talk her, he tries to talk some sense into her, but she's not really feeling it. And in fact, Quinn steps over to try to talk to her as well, but Deacon shuts her down. And at that point, it looks like maybe there's not going to be a wedding because he's pretty firm with Quinn. But he turns around, and as much as Hope tries to plead her case, Deacon pleads his case to her. And in the end, she lays out the biggest threat. You can't be a part of my life if you marry her. And he says, unfortunately, it's sad that you feel that way. Hopefully we'll get another time to talk about this in the future, but I am going ahead and I am marrying Quinn. And all I can say is good for you, Deacon. Finally getting a backbone after all these years. He finally stands up to not only the mother of his child, but his child, and says, this can't be a condition. What, if I marry her, she's gone? Obviously we know that Quinn's done a bunch of really bad stuff, and I'm sure Hope's well within her right. But at the end of the day, it's still Deacon's right to marry whoever he wants, the same way it is Quinn's. So it was really interesting to see that. And then we see something really interesting. We got Maya, and she's talking to her sister, and they're talking about the secret. They haven't said what the secret is, but she says, we have to be really careful in case, someone overhears us. And all of a sudden she gets up and she goes to the door and opens the door, and Liam's beside the door. Now, I gotta give Liam credit. I'm starting to like that character a lot more too. And I like him working with his brother because he comes up with a great cover. He says, yeah, I heard great things from Wyatt about Nicole as a model, and I came to check it out. And it was a great cover, and he tells her that, he runs Forster Publications, so they believe it. But as they start talking more and more about Rick, Liam finds it hard to sort of hold back his feelings. Nicole's not stupid, and neither is Maya. They can both tell that he has a lot of animosity towards Rick, but it doesn't really seem to bother Nicole. She's just more enthralled with the fact that Wyatt thinks that she'd make a good model. And then we see Katie and Bill, and they're just literally tossing the same ball back and forth. They're talking about, why this wedding shouldn't happen and blah, blah, blah. But I love Bill's take on it. At the end of the day, he says they're two losers, and these losers deserve each other. Even Brooke showing back up to their office, trying to, to basically moan about how this can't happen, it really just sort of gets old and tired. It's this thing for Brooke. Like, Brooke, get over it. Seriously, get over it. What does that have to do with you? You clearly don't want the guy. You've let him know that you don't want him, but you don't want him to marry Quinn. Bill said it. The two of them deserve each other, and they're really happy together. Not only are they happy together, but you see, it's kind of touching at the end. Liam gives a speech, and he'd been so down on Deacon, but in the end, he actually sticks up for him and the relationship. And he says, I like the way that you stick up for my mother, and I think that you're going to continue to do that. And it's really nice to see that. In the end, Carter ends up marrying them, and we have another couple. It's going to be a crazy ride. You know it, I know it. Look, two people here. We've got the scheming Deacon. This guy's pulled more capers than anyone. And then you've got the maniacal Quinn. They might be my favorite couple because you know why? Whenever they're on screen, they make it really interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can come up with. Mind you, they might not be having kids or anything like that, but with Quinn, there's never a dull moment. With Deacon, there's never a dull moment. The two of them can get into so much trouble. I'm so much looking forward to this. And then Quinn sort of fittingly pulls out one of her bondage belts and bonds them together. And she says, you can't get away from me. And he says, I wouldn't want to. And that's the end. And I really like that episode. I hope you guys do too. It's Paul, it's B&B Talk. Please check us out on social media. I love all the support we're getting. Keep following us on Twitter. Keep sending those good notes. I love them. Even if you don't like what you're seeing, send me a note. I'll try and fix it. Have a great day.